I salute you, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well. As we are waiting for the verdict of the ruling, verdict from the judiciary, and we hope that they're going to give the best. And the ruling that they are going to make is not simply because of some individuals. It's not because of Raila Amolo Odinga or Ruto, but because of millions of Kenyans. And it is my prayer that they're going to look at those, important matters, and also they're going to look at the ruling of Chief Justice Maraga to examine and determine whether the orders that the 2017 Supreme Court judges gave, were they followed in this election, such that we are not going to repeat the same mistakes that is being repeated now and then. So, in short, the judiciary are going to tell Kenyans and to give a solution to the country that some individuals, they only think about themselves. And from where I sit, I think they should be guided by the following. Number one, if a Kenyan voter matters. Number two, they are going to ask themselves, if we have imperial chairperson or executive, why should we have the 7 commissioners? Number three, they're going to look at the transparency of the election, because the election should be accurate, transparent, and fair, free, credible election. Those are the things that the Supreme Court will look at. And again, they will ask themselves, why did Jebukati had to announce results, and yet the tallying and verifying of 27 was not yet? So why could we announce the result that was incomplete? And the question, another question that the Supreme Court will ask themselves, how are they going to stop people from going to court each and every time because of impunity? They will also look at, they will rule out that if the chairperson is found with some irresponsible and is not executing his duties properly, then there is a punishment that it should go through. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is where I, as a person and in this channel, we have decided to share with you why the Supreme Court is going to nullify the 2022 August general election. So, as I said, those questions I've talked about, they matters in any verdict, because if the commissioners, for example, the 7 commissioners, this division amongst themselves, one is saying the result was opaque, they talk about opaqueness, and the other is saying that the election was free and fair, credible and verifiable. So you will ask yourself, as a Kenyan, who actually knows the value of democracy and having a right to choose the leader that he's comfortable with, and who will at least have that opportunity to govern for 5 years, then he's asking himself, he or she, does the voting matter? Why should we use all that money just to go to queue for a couple of hours only to find that our voter doesn't matter? And through this, many Kenyans they are now getting to know that their vote doesn't matter. Hence, we witnessed a low turnout during the election period. So if the judiciary, they are not going to give the punishments that the commissioners will face if they tamper with the election, then most Kenyans will not get up early in the morning to go and vote. That is number one. Number two, there's no need the commissioners to receive salary. That is the Kenyan taxpayers' money, and again, they are not performing their duties. The courts are going to tell Kenyans the way forward, whether we are going to have executive chairperson or imperial chairperson who runs the entire show, or we will continue having the 7 commissioners who are doing nothing when it comes to election time. Number 2, again, what I forget to tell you is that why should Mombasa, Kakamega, counties election were postponed, and the judiciary are going to have time to look also on that issue, because in our constitution, the Kenyan constitution, it says that only an election can be postponed when the following things happens. Number 1, there's violence. That means that place there is no peace. Therefore, you cannot conduct election. Number two, there's what we call natural disaster. Through this, then if there's natural disaster, there's no way you can conduct election. And number three, either one of the competitors dies. So those are the things. And then the judiciary, the court, will ask themselves, did anyone die? Did one of the commissioner, the competitor or contendants die? They will find no one died. Then they will rule out that there is no integrity in the commission. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at what I've said, then it is evident that the judiciary, the only option that they're going to have is to nullify this election. My prediction is that the 2022 general election was not fair, free, and accurate. So in this case now, then I think that they will also give direction. Now, if they are going to nullify election, then it means the 4 commissioners and the 3 commissioners will not be involved in conducting the election, that is the rerun, because they have integrity issues. Kenyans will not trust them. Then the court, they are going to give direction, either the election is going to be conducted by military and some officials from the judiciary. This is because Raila Amolo Odinga will not allow Chebukati to conduct election. The other side, William Ruto, will not allow Cherera to also conduct election. This means that if they are going to go for a rerun, then it means 2 things are going to happen. Either they bring new commissioners or military to do the job. And what will happen if they are going to institute a new commissioners or a new commission institute? Now, what will happen is that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to stay another 2 years in power, because the constitution is saying that for one to conduct an election, most of the presidential election, you have to be in the office for at least 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, as the nation, we have a long way to go. We need to have a constitution that is functioning. The constitution of Kenya, it only serves the poor person, the rich people. For them, they are not following the constitution. So if we have the constitution that cuts across, then there will be a country that called Kenya. We can have a growing country, of course, like Singapore. I don't know what you think, but in my view, I've said that the judiciary, the only option they have is to nullify this election. With all those reasons, I don't know what you think, but I want to thank you so much for subscribing to this channel, and may God bless you. Have a good day. Bye bye.